In this lesson we're going to take a closer look at adding content to our web pages. This is a very simple process and there's probably two main ways that you want to do this. The first way is via a file cabinet web page, which is what you've been prompted to start creating your pages with as a file cabinet template. The first button is adding a file. Now that'll take a file directly from your computer. So let's go ahead and add something from our computer. I'm adding a PDF. And that'll stick that file directly into, let's get rid of that, I'm not sure why that's popped up, let's get rid of this in one folder, and that'll add that directly into your web page as a PDF. You can add links as well, so let's say for example I wanted students to go to Google Classroom, so I'm going to copy the URL of Google Classroom when it opens up, as you can see here, and I'm going to add a link. And I'm going to paste that URL in where it asks for the URL. My text to display, I'm going to put Google Classroom. And link description, which we're going to have a look at later on. Link to homework, let's put. And add that in. The next icon is Add from Drive. This is the one you'll probably use most of. You can add documents, slides, you can add spreadsheets, drawings, you can add images, you can add whatever you want if it's housed within your drive. So by clicking on Drive, it'll give you a range of options. You can select via previously selected, you can click Upload and directly take something from your computer itself, which we did look at just before, but I'm going to add myself a spreadsheet in there, so I'm going to click on Spreadsheets and I'm going to choose this one here and I'm going to add that directly into my workflow. And so at the moment it's great, but it's not organized. So if you're a student, you're going to click on here and you can think, well, what do I need to go to first? How's it all, laid out for me? So that's where folders come in. So by clicking on Move To, you can now create folders. So let's say Lesson 1, I wanted to create for my first folder, and that'll stick itself in the bottom. I want the first PDF and my link to Google Classroom to be within my Lesson 1, so I'm going to check those two boxes, move over to Move To, and then click on Lesson 1, and you'll notice that it'll take those two files and stick them under that folder. For lesson, let's create a new one. For Lesson 2, I want that spreadsheet that I placed in directly from my drive. I want to check that box and I want to stick that under Lesson 2. And already I'm starting to organize this a lot better. Now, you might be sitting there and thinking, well, what happens if I add 30 or 40 different pieces of content? What you can do is automatically collapse these folders. So they look like this when the student, when it finally loads, when the student logs on to this particular web page, all the folders will be collapsed. And it's taking its time here at the moment, but it should have done it by the time we refresh this page. And so to do that, go over to your More Actions and you're going to go to Page Settings and you're going to collapse folders by default. And you can add and take this away as you please. And I'm going to click Save. And so what will happen is it'll refresh that page and you'll notice it'll automatically collapse those folders. So the student will need to click down on that arrow and then they can see the content within it. It just sort of makes things a lot easier if you do have lots of content on there. I'm going to take that away from my automatic page settings. Click Save. So one of the other things that I want to show you is link descriptions. Now link descriptions are extremely useful for learning intentions, for descriptions of the activity that students are about to partake in, for any type of anything you want to highlight before they go on and start working on that task. You could give dates or due dates for this particular task if you want. But this is what a lot of teachers have found to be extremely useful. So learning intentions, learning objectives, step-by-steps, a description of the text itself, they're extremely useful. And all you need to do is cycle over to the right of that document, click where it's highlighted, and then it'll give you the area to type in. And then click Save. And that's what basically takes it from being a little more useful than simply sharing a Google folder in Drive with them. And of course, if you want to remove, you click Remove, and what it'll do is it'll delete the entire folder with the documents in it. And if you want to remove one document at a time, simply click on that box and click delete. And that'll delete that one document and none other. And that is how you add content using the File Cabinet web page. Now, one more option is to add or embed documents into your website, and this is another way in which teachers can present work straight away and students can engage with it. It's not as it wouldn't be something you would use if you have a lot of content on a web page, because as you'll see, it takes up quite a bit. So if I want to add or embed a document, any of my Google documents, onto my web page, I click Edit Page, and then I'm going to go along to Insert, and then I'm going to go along to Drive, and these are all the things I can insert into my web pages here. So things like images and links and etc. But we're going to stick to Drive at the moment, and I'm going to insert myself a presentation. Let's insert a presentation. So by clicking on that, it'll take me to my presentations. I'm going to find the first one that I want to insert. Is it going to explode? I'm going to click Select. Now from here it gives me options. Do I want to include a border, a title, which probably makes sense? Do I want this slideshow to start as soon as possible? Do I want it to restart after? For the sake of inserting a presentation, it would make sense, I guess, that maybe it does start and it cycles through and restarts after. I'm going to have it of a medium size. I'm going to click Save, and because I like aligning things, I'm going to align this presentation. And when I click Save, I should be able to see exactly what's happening in that presentation. And that's a great way to present presentations. You can insert documents, you can insert spreadsheets, you can insert drawings, anything you wish into a web page. And that is how you insert into Google Site Pages.